Hi, it's Dave Goodman here, and I'm at one of my favourite places in the whole world, and that's Hi-Hat Music Studios in Canberra, in the Australian Capital Territory. I'm here today and yesterday to record some music for the wonderful guitarist Greg Stott, and also to finish a couple of tracks for an EP that I have coming out in early 2019. It's been a long time coming, and thought I'd take the opportunity to talk a little bit about some wonderful new products that are in my life as of late this year. What you see here is Pro Logic's all-in-one Russ Miller signature practice pad, and I also have an array of innovative percussion sticks, brushes, mallets, and other striking implements. And it's been an interesting time for me. In late May, I had to give up playing drum set with the traditional grip after nearly 30 years of doing that. I had some kind of weird nerve problems inside my thumb and finger that weren't really letting me do it anymore. So I had to very quickly, in emergency fashion, start learning to play matched grip. Of course, I had to do a lot of practice. And I wanted to use the best pad I could find. Well, the Pro Logic's green pads have by far the most realistic bounce for me. They're very bouncy, and it's got a lovely rim here which doesn't dent your sticks, but you can practice as though you've got a rim. It also fits really beautifully over the top of a 14-inch snare drum, or it's got some notches in here to put on a snare drum stand, and also the innovative percussion line on the drum set. I really love to use the Legacy 5A. It's got a teardrop tip, and it's just the right weight for me, hickory. And I've been playing all my drum set stuff with that. It's a wonderful stick. But for my pad work, I had to take some lessons over Skype with the great Gordy Knudtson in America to help me get my doubles together, and I've been practicing Gordy's open-close technique to do that. Now, I'll preface this by saying I'm no master of it at all at this time. I think it's going to take quite a while to really get it into my playing, but after about 6 weeks of practicing this from late May, my playing actually started to feel kind of natural again, and I'm really grateful for that. So what I'm using, Gordy said, use a big, heavy, long stick and a very bouncy pad. So I've got the Bret Kuhn Velocity stick by Innovative Percussion. It's a bit longer and it's really quite heavy. I believe it's a marching snare drum stick to practice Gordy's amazing open-close technique. Yeah, I'm not going to try and push it. I want to stay relaxed. The other technique I started using was the Murray Spivack method that Chad Wackerman teaches. Chad was one of Murray's most famous students and one of my favourite drummers in the world. Basically, with the Murray Spivack method, you really get used to the stick just bouncing, right? And the middle finger is king here. So I've just been really practicing a lot of multiple bounce strokes. And then after a while, you can stop after 2 or 3 notes. And certainly a long way to go with these, but what I'm trying to do at the moment is to transition what was previously a multiple bounce roll for my closed drum roll into being derived from a triple bounce stroke, so a triple stroke roll for the closed roll. And the stick is just bouncing, and I'm just catching it after 3 notes. Pretty cool. Maybe in another year from now that'll be happening. So the double stroke, or in Spivack's terminology, it's referred to as a rebound stroke. It's just basically a multiple bounce stroke, but catching it after 2 strokes. I'm so used to holding it back here for many years, at least in my right hand. I've really had to adapt and hold it, let the middle finger really be the boss here. So a combination of Gordy's open close and Chad's Murray Spivack rebound strokes has really helped. It's helped open up my fingers a lot, and with the use of this pad, it's really fantastic. The other cool thing about the Russ Miller all-in-one pad is it has 3 surfaces. It's got this black surface on top here, so if I'm in a hotel room and I want to practice, or I want to practice late at night in the house and not disturb my family, it's quite a bit softer here, and it's a little bit more resistance training for these techniques, which is nice. I'm trying not to overdo it. The whole premise of these wonderful techniques is that it's tension-free playing, so that's a big priority for me these days. The other innovative percussion products here that are really cool that I've started using are, as I said, the Legacy 5A stick. The kick drum beater is fantastic. I've been using that on this session, where it's basically like a very large marimba mallet on a metal shaft. It's not like you can get a fluffy beater for your bass drum, like the old bebop sound. It's not that, but it's not the really hard felt either. It's like a cross between the two. It's really, really lovely. Some bundles made of bamboo here for an alternative sound, and some GT3 timpani mallets for crescendos around the cymbals and the toms. But the other thing that's really cool about the innovative percussion line is their John Robinson brushes, because I can take advantage of this third surface on my Prologix pad here and practice brushes while I'm traveling as well. I first learned to play brushes by studying with John Morrison in Sydney. He showed me this wonderful ballad stroke, which I learned with traditional grip. And since transitioning to match grip, I've been playing it with the match grip. Same sound. So don't let anyone tell you that you can't play brushes with matched grip. It's not true. These John Robinson brushes have a much longer handle than I'm used to with any pair of brushes, and it actually feels great. Sort of much more stick-like. And I can get a lot more articulation with it. It's got some wonderful mallet ends on the butt end for some nice crescendos in the ballad, and also a nylon tip. So if I wanted to get a nice flurry on the cymbal for an effect in the ballad, I can just flip them over and do that. It's on the end of the pull rod. So they're really lovely products. And there are 2 more I want to tell you about today that have been helping me get through the last 6 months. I've been using an app called the Modacity Practice app, which has some unbelievable features. You basically add as many practice items as you like, and then you can assign those items into a series of practice sessions that you make up yourself. You can time them. It's got a built-in metronome that remembers which tempo you were at the last time you did that item. It's pretty incredible. It's almost like it practices for you. So I've got lots and lots of handwritten journals that I've been keeping over the years. It's now all in my iOS app, Modacity. It's really, really incredible. You can keep notes. It times you. You can do deliberate practice where you set specific goals for outcomes you want to achieve. You can rate your progress with a star system. It's really, really incredible. It's been helping me really keep a focus on my development since I've been, basically starting again as of 6 months ago. The last thing I want to talk to you about today is these lovely headphones that Gordy Knudtson has manufactured called the Ultraphones. I've used these across the 2 days I've been down here at Hi-Hat, and I've got to say, I think it's the most satisfying experience I've ever had in the studio recording. they have, I think it's 29 dB reduction, so extremely isolated, which means you don't have to crank up the volume of the music that you're hearing. So you're not going to go deaf by having the music blast over the sound of your drums. They're incredibly comfortable. I've had them on for several hours at a time, just at home listening to music and really forgetting that I've got them on, which is unusual for headphones. And again, here in the studio for long sessions, the sound is really even across the spectrum, and I can't recommend them highly enough. So you can check those out too. You might find that they work for you. They've got a mini jack or a 1/4-inch jack options, and they fit in a nice little carry nylon bag. I was using in-ears for a while, but in a strange kind of way, they felt isolating in a different way. These feel isolating in the right way, but with in-ears, I'm not sure. They kind of look discreet. These look like controlling traffic at the airport, but I don't mind because the way it sounds to me is primary, and I'm really happy to tell you about those. So I've found those really helpful in having to address a practice routine and to learn some new techniques. You might find some advantages to using these products too, but good luck with your practice. And in 2019 I'll be opening a website called mydrumpractice.com, where I'm going to offer you a whole lot of items you can practice in your own world that will hopefully help you develop and progress as a drummer. So good luck with your drumming, and talk to you soon. Thanks.